Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolly Lulu Crafts, and today it is a silhouette seminar day. However, if you follow me on Facebook, etc., you will know that I have had a issue with my big iMac where I did an Apple upgrade, and like thousands of people, it has created a complete monster of a computer that basically doesn't work at this current time. So I'm luckily I do have a little MacBook as well. However, that does not have my Silhouette software on it. So I thought, for rather than miss a video, that I thought that for this Silhouette seminar we would actually just take a peek at a couple of new items from Silhouette, and in particular this Silhouette Curio, which is the new cutting machine, which I guess is going to be of the most interest to those of you that are tuning in for the seminar. However, there is another item, the Silhouette Mint, which is for making stamps. Now, I don't have to profess I don't know a lot about that one, but what I will do on both of these is I will, if you click on the link below the video that I'm talking on now, it will take you to the blog post, and I will put all the links. I'll put some videos from Silhouette on there for you, some of that, both the Curio and the Mint, and that should give you a bit more information, and also the links to some of these pages as well. And I've got both the UK and America. However, you can, when you go into the sort of .com Silhouette, you can actually choose your country. So if you're in a different country completely to those two, then you will be able to change that and see it in your own country's Silhouette store. Okay, so let's get chatting about this Curio. So the Curio, as I said, is the new die cutting machine. I think to a certain extent they've sort of taken a little bit of what Cricut have done with the new Explore, in that there are two I'm trying to get to the point where it shows you. Yeah, there we go. There's two holders. You can see there it's actually got two pens in it. That is slightly different to the Explore, in that the Explore you have to have your blade in one of the holders, and the other holder you can use for your embossing tool, your pen or whatever. But with this one it looks like you can actually have two pens in at one time. Now, when I've had these particular pens that I see here, unless they've improved them, what I found I needed to do was put a bit of tape across the top, because what I found was when it put pressure down, the little top part here sort of popped up, and then you didn't get any writing. So if you just put a bit of tape across the top, it holds that from doing that. Now, they may well have improved those by now, I don't know, so it's possible that that doesn't happen anymore. But basically, let's go back to the Curio. We have got here a machine that allows you to do so many different things. Now, obviously, we've said already, we've done the cutting and the drawing, and it does quite a few of this in one pass, because you have that dual blade or dual sort of carriage, they call it, option. So you can go through and score and cut all in one go, or score and write. I love it on my Explore. When I write a sentiment using the machine, I can write the sentiment and cut it out all in one go. So that's really cool. But they've then done just a bit more. They have added some more clearance, so you can literally cut thicker materials, so up to 5 mm, which doesn't sound very much, but actually that's like ½ centimetre. That's really thick clearance. That's a lot of clearance. So it's saying here, think wood, foil, leather, foam, and even metal. So you've got some real options there. And then it's saying about the thicker materials, a little bit more information there. Deeper cuts again, so saying about you would have to obviously have the deep cut blade in order to really make use of that extra thickness that it gives you, that option. And then it's saying, obviously, there's your cutting, there's your sketching, so these are the different options. You've also got embossing, which I think is fantastic. And then you've got stippling, and you can see it's just basically lots of dots. Oh, it says lots of dots. It's lots of dots to make a pattern. And I guess it's saying here you can then create stippled ink projects with the Silhouette felt tip pen, or even stipple foils and metals. I mean, I have to be honest, I'm not really sure for me what I would do with the stippling. I'm not sure that that's something that I'm bothered about, but the rest of it makes, there's so much there that's just a nice added bonus from my point of view. Although I was watching the show here on Hochanda, which is the new craft channel over here in the UK, and they have got the exclusive rights to the Silhouette here, the new curio at this time, and they were saying about using the stippling on parchment to create like a parchment craft effect, which I could see would look really pretty, and that would definitely save you a lot of work. It's now, and the other thing it's got is etching, so it's etching metal here with the Curio's etching tool to customize jewelry, charms, home decor, mixed media, art, and more. So you've basically got 5 things here: cut, sketch, emboss, stipple, and etch. And again, with the etching, I don't really know if that's something that I would use, but again, it's something different and something new and exciting to play around with for certain. Now, I think that it uses the software that we use now. I don't know, I presume that would have been upgraded to include the curio and its additional features. I'm assuming that it will be an updated version of the Silhouette software that we currently have, because otherwise that won't include those stippling features. Now, I haven't, as I said, been able to go on to my Studio Silhouette software for a while, so it may be that those changes have already taken place and there's been an upgrade, and it actually is in the software that we've got, and it's just a universal software, as it was with the Cameo and the Portrait, for example. I don't know that myself. So there's lots of information here about it. It says it's an 8.5. This is what it contains. This mat, 8.5 by 6 inches. Is that it? It's not that small. I'm sure it's not. I thought it was a 12-inch. It looks bigger than that. I guess maybe it goes 8.5 from left to right as opposed to back to front. Look, you can see it's definitely 8.5 wide. So that must be the 6 inches that way. So let's now just have a look and see what else. So, here we go, 8.5 by 12. So you can get the bigger mats. That's what I was wanting to find out, because otherwise that's really a bit tiny for most of us, isn't it? And you've got the sheets at 5 by 7 for embossing, and I don't know if the embossing tool and stuff comes in the kit. Let's have a look. We've got the etching tool, the stippling tool, deep cut blade. So let's have a little peek at whether these things actually come in. So you get the curio, the base, which includes 4 platforms. I guess that's for the different types of things that you'd be doing. You need a different base for each one. You'll get a cutting mat and embossing mat, embossing tool, wide embossing tool, 50 exclusive designs, 1 AC adapter, USB cord, CD, 1 3-month subscription. I'm also assuming that you get a cutting blade, but it doesn't actually say that, but I would presume that you do, because that would be a bit daft, wouldn't it? Yeah, cutting blade. So I think they just missed that off on the UK site. So that's the curio. So now let's take a little peek at the mint. So here is the Mint. The Mint is their new stamping system. Now, I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time looking at this one. I just wanted to have a quick peek at it to show you that it's available. It basically creates stamps for you. From what I could see, you created this sort of stamp that you then stuck on the block that came with that size sort of plasticky thing that you made the stamp from, but you then put the ink onto that stamp, and it would hold that ink for about 50 impressions. So it's not like a normal stamp where you just grab it out of the cupboard and think, oh, I'll stamp that sentiment in blue today, and you stamp it, and you ink it and then you stamp it, because the ink is already in there until you run out and you change it for something different. So I wasn't sure that I particularly like that. I think that I prefer the idea of making a stamp where it just means that I can stamp it in the normal way. However, I think it's really cool that you've got something that creates stamps. So it says that it's a thermal printing ability which allows you to create 3D reliefs of custom designs on the Mint stamp sheets. So you simply apply the Mint inks to your stamp and you're ready to roll. Stamp up to 50 times before reapplying your Mint ink. So that's what I was talking about there. And then again, you use the software in this one, Mint Studio, in order to do all your designing, etc., to create the stamps. And I did see that they even took like a photograph on, they had this on Hochanda, and they took a photograph of a dog, or at least that's what it was apparently meant to be. It didn't look like a dog when it was stamped, to be honest, but the point was that they took a photograph and they made that into a stamp, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. I think it was a pretty naff photo that they used, but it was a cool idea. And it even says it there, that it turns a photo into an amazing detailed stamp. So that is your Mint. So there's a couple of new things from Silhouette. I thought I would just share those with you. As I said earlier, if you click on the link below this video, it will take you to the corresponding blog post, and I will put the links that I've used here for you, and also some links to some videos. Although if you have a hunt around when you're on the website here, you will see lots of different, probably more videos than what I will link as well. Okay, so I'm sorry that it isn't a Silhouette seminar, but I hope you've enjoyed having a look at these anyway, and I will see you soon. I will be doing normal service for a video for Friday, so no problems there. That was already filmed, etc., so there's no issues there. That will be up, and of course you'll have your post as always on Wednesday, so don't forget to check into the website for that. All right, see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.